I could imagine the moon talking, which is a slightly insane concept, I would think that the first thing it says is, can someone please ask the sun to stop hogging all the attention? Because the sun gets people waking up at 5 a.m. to watch it rise. Meanwhile, all the moon gets is being used as an emoji every now and then. I feel for the moon. You see, I'm a night person. I'm the kind of person who sees a sunrise and thinks, why am I awake right now? I'm the kind of person who gets up at 3 a.m. and yes, feels a little frustrated, but then looks outside where the world is quiet, the roads are empty, the sky is expansive, and the moon is glowing, and just sinks back into the bed with the feeling of, wow, am I lucky to be alive? Toastmaster of the day, CC evaluator, and fellow Gabriels. Now, scientifically, the moon is a large rocky object that orbits the Earth. That is an accurate description. It is also, however, an incredibly boring one because nobody looks up at the moon and thinks, yes, a natural satellite with an average radius of approximately 1,737 kilometers. No, except maybe if you were an astronomer or a data scientist. But essentially, we have always looked up at the moon through human eyes. And that changes everything. Everyone in this meeting has probably seen this same moon, but people across the world have assigned different meanings to it. Some use it as a guide. Some associate it with vampires and werewolves. There have been entire calendars made based on its phases. And that means that the moon's appearance, it changes depending on who is looking at it. When a poet looks at the moon, they see romance. When an artist looks at the moon, they see beauty. An astronomer sees data, and a child sees wonder. And the moon remains exactly the same. This says something interesting about us. You see, human beings, we rarely see the world as it is. We mostly see it for what we are. In my humble opinion, we go out and look up at the moon, hoping to see something bigger than ourselves. We make our goals, our dreams, and we imagine our final destinations in the faraway future. We also feel lonely sometimes, like no one really understands us. And then we look up at the moon for comfort. I think that we spend a lot of time thinking about what the moon means to us, that we don't really stop and think enough about what we might mean to the moon. I think that after centuries of being stared at by humans, I can imagine the moon staring back at us. Now, please don't get concerned that I have been staring at the moon for so long that I've developed a medical condition. But what I imagine the moon saying is, humans are adorable. They write stories about me. They take blurry pictures. They show me off when I slightly show my face. They make me an emotional support celestial body, and they see me and they run off to organize their beloved traditions and wear pretty clothes. I see them too, even when they are sad. I see it in the low hang of their head, in the drooping of their shoulders, when this world has only disappointed them, even when they were asking for so little. I wish I could reach out and envelop them in my glow. I wish I could give them my transcendence. I imagine the moon being quite charitable about us. I imagine the moon telling the sun, the humans need you. You give them warmth, you give them light, you give them energy and vitamin D and all those other science things. But I am art. I am beauty. I would never take you away from them, but I only ask you to be gentle with them. Because they run around so vehemently for all the goals and dreams they nurture in my presence. I only ask you to remember that my children who come out into the cold and turn their faces up at the vast sky are innocent in their primal need to look up at what they can't understand. I may not show up every day like you do, but I know on the days I do, it is worth it to them. And among all the stars and planets and endless darkness, there is only one place where someone laughs so hard that they cry. There is only one place where someone falls in love with what breaks their heart. There is only one place where someone loses all hope and finds it again. There is definitely only one place where someone writes a speech about a talking moon. So when we look at the moon, we see different things. We see what we choose to see. And simultaneously, when the moon looks back at us, they see different versions of us. We are unique, but also quite universal in our humaneness. So maybe the most fascinating thing about the moon is not what it has become through astronomy, science, or history, or even mythology. Maybe the most fascinating thing about the moon is what it has become through human eyes. And just maybe the most fascinating thing about human beings is what the moon sees when it looks back at us. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.